Hey guys, this is me, Mr. Aguilar. This is you guys should be viewing this at home. I know we talked about today to look at a video online for your review. This is going to encompass just several more problems that you will see. I tried looking at the test itself to kind of similar problems that you will see. This is just extra practice. I'm hoping you guys do it. Those that do it will get some incentive later for it. Haven't decided what I want to do yet. So let's begin. Do the following. I'm hoping you guys are going to go ahead and copy down the following. This is just solving for a triangle, solving a part. So if you need help, go ahead and pause it. I want to make this kind of a little bit shorter. So if you need to pause during the time I talk, I'll be quiet for a couple brief seconds so you pause it, come back and see me in a little bit. So it says find the value of x of congruent triangles. We talked about CPCTC. Since we can show parts of those, we know that parts are congruent according to these triangles. So we can show, we just got to be able to set them equal to each other. So looking at this, the one that screams out to me and tells me that I'm looking at it is I want to solve out for the value of x for this. It looks like the value of x will be the same value that we want to solve out for the other portion. So looking at these two, it looks like it's on the angles of 2 and 1. So we're going to look for that side. We're looking for 2 and 1. So the other side that it's corresponding to would be 32. So 3x plus 5 would be congruent to 32 or equal to 32. We're going to go ahead and subtract out 5 from both sides. And we're going to go ahead and get 3x is equal to, let's see, take away 5, that's 20, let's see, minus 27. When you divide out both sides by 3, we're going to get x is equal to 9. So we want to be able to plug that back in if we wanted to make sure that that part was congruent. So you just want to make sure that you are matching the correct sides to solve out for. This is very important when we're doing these problems. Looking at the next part, the problem that's right next to it, I'll do it in a different color so we don't mix these things up. Again, we want to solve for the value of x, and it's looking like it's on the side of the 2 sided, so I know that I'm going to be able to match it up with this 2 side right here. Those parts are congruent to each other, so I'm going to say 19 is equal to 4x minus 9. With this, I don't know why it keeps on jumping like that, guys. I apologize. Let's see if that works. I'll rewrite that. Though we're getting it matches with, come on. Let's just erase both of those. We're going to get 4x minus 9. So what I want to be able to do is I want to add 9 to both sides. So adding 9, I'm going to get this to be 28 is equal to 4x. From there, we're going to go and divide out by both sides, and we're going to get x is equal to 7. So corresponding parts, you guys can make them equal to each other, and it will work out the same way. So just make sure you guys are setting those parts equals to each other. The next problem that we're going to see here is somewhat more trickier, but I'm hoping you guys are able to see it. It tells us it's giving us 2 parts that are congruent. So it's telling us that these triangles are congruent. The best advice I can give to you is to actually draw out 2 triangles. And I know it might seem weird, but just draw them out. It helps you out. It will help you visually see it, and you'll be able to solve. So M, N, O, and it's going to be P, Q, R. And so we can match up the sides, this side with that side, 2 with 2, and then 3 with 3. And we can even match up the angles that correspond. So M and P, N and Q, and then O with R. 1, 2, 3. And it tells us what can you not conclude about being true. So looking at the first one right here, MN and PR, NN and PR are right here. Definitely not congruent to each other. So that's a bad version of that. So let's see if that's good for our answer. Let's look at angle M and angle P for angle M and angle P. That one does work out, so we're happy with that. The next one that we can see is we get the NO and QR are the same, so this one is actually okay. And the last case scenario that we see here, it is N and Q, angle Q are the same. So all these are working, going to be out. The only one that doesn't work is our answer up in the front. So this is our answer. It does not work out for this case, so we got to be able to use that one as a right one. So we're going to go ahead and continue. I'm going to be able to see the next problem right here. Okay, I'll give you guys some time to write that down, but we're going to be doing the same kind of process. Giving you, if you need to pause it, make sure you guys pause it at this time. Copy those down. And again, what you want to be able to do with this is you want to be able to draw out the triangle. So I'm going to go ahead and do that again. I'm going to go and say triangle right here. Triangle right here. This is Q, R, S. This will be T, U, V. And it tells me QS is going to be 3V plus 2. And then TV will be 7V minus 6. If we want to find the lengths of QS and TV, we know that they're congruent, so therefore we can set them equal to each other, find the value, and plug it into either one of those because either one would work for us. So what we want to be able to do is do 3V plus 2 is equal to 7V minus 6. We want to be able to use our rules to solve this out. So I'm going to go ahead and add 6 to both sides. I like using positive numbers. It's just easier for me to see is equal to 7V. And then I want to subtract out 3V from both sides. This is going to help us out. I'm going to try to write this over on the top, guys. I apologize. We're going to get 8 is equal to 4V. Divide both sides by 4. We're going to get V is equal to 2. So solving that out, I apologize for my penmanship. I'm still trying to get used to this version. So you do want to be able to draw these out. Hint, hint, you will have something very similar like this on the test. So this is kind of, for those that do it, that I'm hoping all of you do it, I would say look at this problem again and study it. Okay, study it. Continuing, we're going to go ahead and move on to the next couple of problems. It says find all missing values. So I see that I'm looking up at these two triangles. Go ahead and copy that down. If you pause it, if you need to pause it, be my guest by all means, please. But I'm going to go ahead and solve these out as we go ahead. This is definitely using CPCTC, even though the triangle doesn't say it. I apologize for not showing that. We do know that these triangles are congruent. It will show you that they are on the test, but I kind of did a boo-boo. So all you got to really do is you got to match up the sides and match up the angles. In this case, our long side G will match up with 5. So G is equal to 5. Looking at the base angle, or the base side, sorry, the base side happens to be 3. So I'm going to go and say C is equal to 3. I know they're not in alphabetical order, and I apologize, but it's okay. We're doing this together, and you're doing work. The next side that we're going to see is we're going to match up B and 4. So B would be congruent to 4. And again, this is using CPCTC to solve out and to show that both of them are congruent. The next one that we want to be able to see is angle E seems to be matching our 90 degrees. So angle E seems to be 90 degrees. Sorry for my hand in the way. The next one that we're going to get here is the upper corners. So this is 38, so that matches with D. So D is going to be 38 degrees. There you go. And then our final case that we're going to see here is our lower left corner of our triangle, which seems to be F. F can be corresponding to 52. So that was fairly easy. You guys seem to be doing really fine with matching the sides and matching the angles. We did these type of ones on last test. You will see these again. Whew. Sorry, a little tired. Just being able to match those up is very, very important. Looking at the next one, so these are the next two problems, or we'll do this problem first. We're kind of moving on to the triangle congruence, not necessarily showing CPCTC, but we want to be able to show either side, angle, side, angle, angle, side. In this context of the problem, what other information do you need in order to prove that the triangles are congruent using side, angle, side? So I want to be able to use that relationship. So that's a side, angle, side. This is our included angle A. If I want to match that up, I know that BC and CD are the same. And I know that the length, I hate when it does this, I'm sorry. We know that those two lengths are the same because they share that. The other one that we're also getting is that the reflexive property, or that backside property, also holds that we know that since they butt up on the same side, we can actually write that down. Now that we're showing. So we need that included angle A to kind of be shown in that. And what we're going to get here is I'm going to get that this one right here, it doesn't necessarily have to be 90. And in this case, it happens to be it. We know that these little angles have to match up. So what I want to be able to see is BAC is not the correct one. CBA is not the correct one. We know that we need them to be perpendicular. AC and BD to be perpendicular would make it right angles, and therefore give us the values for it to make us a side angle side congruence. You will have to identify some terms like this to make them either hypotenuse leg. It'll give you some kind of side or angle to solve out. So make sure you guys know how to apply those and know how to solve for those. The next one that we're getting here, same kind of style. So name the angle included by the sides NP and PM. So I'll pause it if you need to. Try this out. What do you get? I'm going to go ahead and go forward and solve these out. When we're looking at these, I know that PN is one of our side lengths right here, and I know that NM is another side length that it's providing us. For it to be an angle that is included, right, we talked about what it means to be included, which is be in the middle of things, be in between, be in the hip, the cool people. So the included angle will definitely have to exist on M. This is our angle that we're looking for. It would have to exist on that part. It wouldn't be included if it was anywhere else. Not to say it's going to use a triangle congruence for that. In this instance that you want to say this, I'm hoping you guys can see it. We have a side angle side congruence. If we wanted to use that, it's not really providing us the information. It's just asking us what it will be included. So being able to identify those are also important. So cool. Do me a favor, flip your paper over to the back side, or if you did this on a separate sheet of paper, please go ahead and turn it over. We're looking at the next pair. These are, again, just more practice problems for you to get ready for the test tomorrow. You will be turning this in as well. So we're going to go ahead and look at these type of problems. In this case, it says right here, name the theorem or postulate that lets you immediately conclude ABD and CBD are congruent. This is, again, triangle congruence right here. I want to throw in whatever I can to solve this out. And the one that kind of looks at me is I know that I have this reflexive property that I can put in here because I know those two share those same sides. So I'm looking at almost an angle side relation. And if you go and do the same thing with down below, and and we're actually looking at the same kind of thing where I can do I know it to be 90, so I know that the other shares 90 because they're linear pairs. We can also do angle, side. These are looking at those two congruencies. This is the one we can use. Angle, side is one of them. We do have side is another one. Angle, side, which is what we just concluded. We have side, angle, side, angle, and the infamous and always helpful hypotenuse leg. Those are our good terms that we can use for them. The other ones that we cannot use those that are extremely bad or not good for us would be our angle, 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 which is no good, or side, side angle. These are bad. We can't show congruence with these. So don't use those. Don't let them trick you, okay? For the next one, go ahead and do this one. So we're going to go ahead and look at this. We talked about these. This is isosceles triangle theorem, whereas if in an isosceles triangle with two equal sides, we can conclude that the opposite angles are also the same. So this angle happens to be x, so this angle also has to be x. Then we use the property sum of triangles will equal to 180. So I'm going to get x plus x plus 38 is equal to 180. After that, we can conclude that we're done. So we're going to go ahead and get 2x plus 38 is equal to 180. I'm going to go ahead and subtract out both sides. 2x is equal to 2. Let's see, 740, 142? 142, I'm hoping that's right. It looks like to be x is equal to 71. In this case, it was A, and I drew it right. Yay. So being able to do that problem is also important. Clicking on to the next one, again, pause it if you need to. By all means, pause it. Copy that down and solve it. We're using the opposite angle theorem. This is kind of a harder one because it screams out to me to do opposite interior angle theorem, but I think it's a little bit more simpler than that. When looking at these, we have two sides of the triangle that are the same. Those tell me that this angle R and angle T are also the same, so I know that this is 5x minus 30. We can't use a remote angle theorem because I'm not given the other angle of S. I don't know what it is, so I can't really use it. I do know, the good thing is I do know that these are actual linear pairs right here. The linear pairs that we're seeing here is going to be 5x minus 30 plus 5x is equal to 180. Okay, we know that those are linear pairs and they will add up. 5x and 5x is 10x minus 30. We're just combining like terms. I'm going to simplify one more step. Adding 30, I'm going to get 10x is equal to 210. Dividing out, we're going to get x is equal to, what is it, 21? I know you guys are laughing at the same time because you guys are thinking 21. So those are the problems we wanted to look at for those. We're going to go ahead and finish up that last section and the last part on the bottom on the following. So with those, go ahead and copy down those. You will be happy to find those missing angles. Pause it if you need to. I'll be quiet for like 5 seconds. Can you pause it? Awesome. So we're pausing those angles right now. And what I want to see with this is we're going to go ahead and identify some of these things that we can look at and solve for. And it's kind of be tricky, but we're going to get through them with these. I know you guys are still struggling, but you guys will have several problems on these, so I'm hoping you guys are able to get them. The first thing that I'm looking at is I can use this remote angle theorem, this being here, and the outside being there. I can say that this is, let's say x, I can get 26 plus x is equal to 76. So if I subtract out 26 from both sides, I get x is equal to 50. So I'm going to kind of go back and erase this x because I want you guys to be able to see how I'm inputting these values. I know that this is 50, so I'm okay right there. And then it tells me that I'm also having this right here that gives me it to be vertical, which I know this is also 50. So that's the next step that I want to be able to see. How I can relate those again, it comes back again with using the remote angle theorem. And that tells me that I know 50 and this exterior or the interior angle is equal to the exterior. So we're going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to say this is y this time. So 50 plus y is equal to 128. Okay, using that, you can subtract out 50 from both sides. We're going to get y is equal to, let's see, 50, 78. 78 would give me that 128 that I'm looking for. So I know I can plug it back into here. And again, I'm going to subtract them. I'm going to get rid of it, get rid of that y. I want to be able to plug that in so you guys can see it. Looking at here, this is going to be 78. And we're still haven't done yet. We're almost there. I know the last part of this, I know that these two are linear pairs. Linear pairs are also important. There could have been another way to do this, but I'm not going to go into that. You could have found that this was also right here by doing these linear pairs for these values and then doing the exterior angle theorem, but so forth. But I know that that to be 78. So I can do that those linear pairs are linear pairs, so 78 plus our final angle. I'm going to put it as a question mark because I know you guys will be confused on that, is equal to 180. I want to be able to simplify out and subtract out. So question mark or a number that we're looking for is going to be 112 in this case. 112 will give us to that 180. And that's it. That's it for that value. Looking at these next ones, the one to our right, I know that I can see that these are going to use the exterior angle theorem, and maybe I can solve for this one. That might help. Or do you know what? Let's go ahead and even do something more easier than that. Let's go ahead and use the sum of triangles, right? The sum of triangles in this case is going to give me the sum of this and the sum of that is going to, and this is going to equal 180. I know that those will be linear pairs, and then I can do the exterior angle theorem on these two to get 81. So we're going to go ahead and do that. 25 plus 95 plus x, I'll just put that as x, is equal to 180. So we're going to go ahead and combine our terms. 95 is going to be 0. 120 plus x is equal to 180. Sorry for my hand over the video. But we are going to get x is equal to 50 or 60. Sorry, 60. So I know that this little angle right there is 60. So I'm going to say that this little angle is 60. And I know that I now can use my remote angle theorem to solve out. So this angle right here, this angle right here is going to equal the exterior angle. So 60 plus question mark is equal to 81. In this case, if we want to solve out, all you would have to do is subtract out 60. But our question mark in this case is going to be equal to 21. Okay, so use that to solve out. There are multiple ways you could have done this, but use your given knowledge. You have sum of angles, exterior angles you can use, isosceles triangle theorem, vertical angles, linear pairs. All these are great tools for you to use. I haven't decided whether I'm going to let you use it on the test, but I will. I might have it on the board for you guys to be able to use. Whew. The last part of our review that we're going to be able to look at is the following. Solve for the missing values. We talked about doing these in class. The first pair that we're going to get here is definitely the sum of angles theorem. So I'm going to add all these and set them equal to 180. So 30 plus 80 plus x is equal to 180. When we simplify these out, 30 and 80 is going to give me 110 plus x is equal to 180. When you do that last step, x is equal to 70. Again, we can plug that one back in to make sure it all works. Number 2, the one right next to it, is using the same kind of process. So these two, and that last 90, or sorry, the sum of the angles will add up. So 2x plus x plus 90 is equal to 180. That's what we want to get at. We're going to get 3x plus 90. So I'll always start for you guys. We're going to subtract out that 90. 3x is equal to 90. And we're going to get x is equal to 30. If it did ask you to solve for those angles, we'd plug them back in if we needed to. Want to make sure you guys get that. The last one that we're getting here, It's a small extension. It shouldn't be too hard. I know that I'm getting two vertical angles because it makes an x, so I know that this to be 50, and I know that the sum of these angles will add up to 180, so 55 plus 50 plus x is equal to 180. That's what we want to look at. He's going to give me 105 plus x is equal to 180. Subtracting that out, x is equal to 75. That's pretty much what I had for you guys for review. Use the paper that we did in class today. Use your notes that you have used before. Use a team test that we've also done and went over. It's very important that you guys get good grades on this one. I want to get you guys grades up. Email me if you guys need help with anything or you can't find the video. I'll probably have it. I wish I could have it posted on School, but I don't think I can. Anyways, you guys have a great day. Good luck tomorrow. I'll be there in my classroom around 7 o'clock. So let me know and have a good day. We'll see you guys.